Hi, everybody, and welcome to today's live. My name's Maria Van Viklis from The Conscious CEO. And today I want to talk about how to actually alleviate anxiety using a process called timeline therapy. And this is such a great tool and technique to be able to use for anyone in um, any frame in terms of business, or whether it be with self, because it is just such a piece of gold, because you're able to alleviate anxiety within minutes doing this process. So the talk today is about how to actually relieve anxiety from the future, and you can either do this with me, or you can save this and watch it for later, or you can listen to it and go back and do the process later. So I'd appreciate some comments during this process, because your feedback shows that it gives me feedback in knowing whether or not you are getting a result and you are following the process easily and effortlessly, in order to create a shift with what's happening with you right now. So it also gives me an indication in terms of like the quality of content, in terms of what you want to assist you during this process. So anxiety is actually a sign from the unconscious mind that you are actually not focusing on what you want. And the NLP company that I had trained with, Tad James actually said this, and he said that it's actually a warning sign from the unconscious mind that you are not focusing on what you want. And now, focusing on what you want can be easily done. But because of all that's happening at the moment, there's so much noise out there that is inhibiting and preventing people in really focusing on what they want, because of media, social media, the news, the environment, and so forth at this moment, to do this on a daily basis. So what's happening is that we have this idea in our mind that this soon will pass, it soon shall pass, and it will pass, and there will be some kind of normal eventually at the end of this. And though until that happens, you need to be able to know how to get in control of your own mind and your own state, in being able to still continue on until that does happen. And due to the global shift of thinking, there will be a change in how people do business, how people will meet people, how people will go about seeing people, because of the lockdowns and the isolations that have been happening. So the structure of this technique is, it's pretty simple, and if you focus on what you want, it can actually be easy to achieve whatever it is you're wanting to get in, for you to have a choice in knowing how to do that. So we all have a choice. We all have a choice to focus, and it's just a matter of being conscious and aware in terms of where we're actually focusing our energy towards, in order to get what we want. So let me ask you this, right? Let me ask you this. If you just focused on one thing from moment to moment, on which that, so if you focused on one thing, and just on that one thing, focused on what you want continuously, would that create a positive change in your life? Would it? I certainly think it would. And I know that when I'm not focusing on what I want, I start to feel anxious about where I'm heading, and I start to feel those feelings. And I know that that's actually a trigger. And just because, you're a trainer in NLP, it doesn't mean you never worry about these things. All this means is that if you're a trainer in NLP, you actually have the things that enables you to be able to transform your state, so you can do things that you want to do. And this is the basis of what I actually want to cover. Now, let me ask you this, right? What do you think from a specific point in time that this will end? Will it be over? Will it end at all? And when for you, what would be the very last thing that would have to have happened for you to know that this time of anxiety and fear and panic is over? Is it in weeks, months, or longer than that? And it really doesn't matter what it is, what the answer is, because it is whatever it means to you is perfect for you. And I want you to think about this time, when that actually is. Because your unconscious mind organizes our memories in a number of different ways, and it organizes them usually in a timeline. And I'm going to share my screen with you for you to get an understanding in terms of a visual of what I'm actually referring to. So your timeline can be organized in various different directions. It can be from left to right, front to back, diagonal. It can also be diagonally come in and diagonally go out. So you'll notice that this implies a line in whichever direction it might be. So your timeline, however it's arranged, implies a line, okay? And so if I asked you what you did yesterday, you would know where that memory sits in relation to your body. Or something that you did, say, 1 week ago or a month ago, you would know that these memories, where they sit in relation to your body. Or even like a year ago, you would know where these memories are in relation to your body. Or even what you are going to do tomorrow, or next week, or next month, or next year, right? And if I were to ask your unconscious mind for which direction your past is, what direction would you point? And I actually do this right now. What direction would you point if I were to ask your unconscious mind where your past is? Is it left, right, front, back, diagonal? Where would it be? And if I were to ask your unconscious mind where your future is, what direction would you point? So which direction would you point? And actually do this right now. Good. Good. And leave some comments as to where your actual timeline is, so I can see who's following along. Great. Now, do you notice the direction that you pointed to of the past and the future suggests a line, some sort of linear line? That's your timeline. And the way timeline therapy works is we use various aspects of your timeline, but what I'm interested in working with your future of your timeline now. So just bring to mind the point in time of that event in the future, that event when that event in the future where you decided where this is going to all end and when it has happened, and actually feel that relief of that finally over, and really feel that it's okay. And now I want you to use your imagination, and I want you to bring your mind to your timeline, and I want you to float up above your timeline. So you come out of your timeline, you're floating up above your timeline, so you see the line below out into the future and over your future timeline and go further out, even further out, even into the future, even further out, even into the future, where that moment where you had that feeling that it's finally all over. And float 15 minutes after that moment where you felt that relief, that you might feel pleased that it's actually all done. It's in the past for you. Now, in that position, turn around and face now along your timeline so that moment of relief and completion is in front of you and below you as you face now. Good. Now ask yourself, where's the anxiety? Did it disappear now? Good. Now put in the comments if you felt a change or a shift, just to give me some feedback. Because what you do after that, all that time, after it's all done, completed, finished, done. Good, the anxiety is disappeared. Good. Now, once you've done that and you've felt that the anxiety has disappeared, float back above your timeline all the way back to now. Come back all the way back to now into your body and down into the room or wherever you might be. Good. Now, if you are following along, I'd love to know what your experience of this is. And if you are just listening to this and you're going to listen back to it to do the process at a later point, definitely check in so as I know that to give me some feedback. So do this process as many times as you want for anything where you feel anxious about, because this is the way in order to release anxiety from your unconscious mind. It's a piece of gold and a piece of the puzzle where most people are not utilizing and missing to be able to shift their state of thinking within seconds, within minutes, let's say. It was a quick, simple process. So I trust that this has been really helpful for you. And I wish you an amazing evening. Have a great evening and be bold, be brave and have fun. My name's Maria from The Conscious CEO. Till next time, bye for now.